Hey Moby, check. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna show you this ice cube. Kinda looks like a shoe. Dear Tim and Moby, when does something have potential energy? From Miley. Well, that jar had potential energy before Moby knocked it over. When an object has the potential for movement, it has potential energy. It's a form of energy that's stored in an object because of its position. If an object's position is unstable, it has the potential to move. If the object does move, its potential energy is converted to kinetic energy. That's the energy of motion. All energy is either potential or kinetic. The difference between the two is that only moving objects have kinetic energy. A swing is a good way to see how kinetic and potential energy work. To get going, you have to raise the swing above its normal position. That gives the swing, and you, potential energy. When you step off, that potential energy is released and transformed into kinetic energy. As you swing back up, that kinetic energy becomes potential energy again. Skateboarding is another way to see potential energy in action. Take your board to the top of a hill, and you're putting potential energy to work. The higher you climb, the more your potential energy increases. On top of the hill, you have a whole lot of potential energy, even when you're standing still. When you raise something above its original position, it has the ability to fall, because the force of gravity pulls us down towards Earth. What goes up must come down, or can come down at least. Height is one factor that affects potential energy, and the other is mass. That's the amount of stuff an object is made of. The more massive an object is, the more potential energy it'll have. Because Moby has more mass than that girl, he also has more potential energy at the top of the hill. Right, if you want to give an object more potential energy, you can increase its mass or its height. That'll change its gravitational potential energy, the kind caused by gravity. But this isn't the only way to store energy in an object through its position. If you've ever played with magnets, you've come across magnetic potential energy. Like Earth's gravitational field, a magnet's field can move objects without touching them. Magnetic fields pull opposite poles together. So, holding north and south poles apart stores potential energy. If you let go, they move together, so that potential energy turns into kinetic energy. It works in reverse, too. Like poles repel each other, so pushing them together increases their potential energy. Electric fields and electric potential energy work in a very similar way. Opposite electric charges attract, and like charges repel. When you take off your hat and your hair stands up, it's because your hair and the hat are oppositely charged. So your hair is attracted to the hat. Pulling them apart increases their electric potential energy and makes the charges less stable. Sometimes the instability causes that energy to be released as a little shock. Remember, all forms of potential energy involve things in unstable positions. Now you've got it. Potential, kinetic.
Tim, what are you boys doing with my mason jar collection?
Nothing, Dad. Cut it out.